Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. So it's been a hot minute this past week and a half. I haven't put anything out. My son's birthday, I had family in from out of town. It's been a little crazy, so I am here and I just wanted to go over what I'm mining, what I've sold, what I've bought, what I'm looking to buy, and where I'm hoping things will go. At the end of the video, I had something made up, and I'm going to show that to you at the end. It's kind of corny, but for me, it's kind of fun. So I'll show you that later on. Anyway, let's hop over and take a look at some numbers and see where we're at. So right now we'll just look at the prices. These are all the most of the GPU mineable coins. I have Bitcoin in there because it's sort of the barometer of where things go. So I always throw Bitcoin on the top there just for the hell of it. But we can see a lot of numbers down. We see some things in the green, but when we're talking about being in the green, where are we really at? We're down significantly. So things are up a little bit, but when you say they're up, how up are they really? Now, some of the things that I've been messing around with, for instance, I've done a lot of Caspa mining. Super big fan of Caspa. Love mining Caspa, but I'll be honest, I sold my Caspa. The price was right when I did. As a matter of fact, I had Caspa, and when it got up to around 4 cents, I thought to sell it, but I didn't. I thought, you know what? With my luck, it's going to go up to 15 cents or whatever ridiculousness, and I would have missed it. So I decided not to sell at 4 cents. I sat on it, started to slide down, and I decided to sell it when it got to about 3.5 cents. So I sold all of my Caspa, but I did it with the idea that I saw it sliding and I saw some, peaks and valleys, some head and shoulders in there. And I thought, well, I'll wait for it to come down and buy back in. And I did. I bought back in. Price went back up a little bit, sold it again, and started doing it as a little bit of a trading. What started off with, I don't know, a couple 10,000s worth of Caspa turned into quite a bit of Caspa, to be honest. Caspa got up to about 3.5 cents again. And at that point, I decided to sell all of it. And just to let it go at that point, I've been seeing more and more about Caspa. FPGA miners, Bitmain's got that coming out. And the more that we see these coming onto the market, the more we see the sell pressure. None of this is financial advice. Do what's best for your pocket or pocketbook. But I've sold off my Caspa. And if you hadn't sold it yet, I'm not saying, but probably missed the boat on that when it was up, 3.5 cents, 4 cents, and now it's down to 1.33 cents. So it is definitely down. But that's what I've been doing with my Caspa. I've been doing it that way and then buying back in. Now, will I buy back into Caspa? I don't know. I may keep a portion of that money still set aside to do that from the money that I had gotten from selling that Caspa. But I decided to pivot and use a chunk of that money to buy into another coin that I've really wanted to get into. I've bitched and whined about it for so long, and I finally did it. So we'll get to there. But Caspa, as far as it goes, right now profitability is down. It's really tough to mine a lot of these coins because they're down to just such a considerable amount. And when you see all these new miners coming on the market every day, another coin or token is going to have another ASIC miner, another FPGA, and it's making it really hard for GPU miners. I assume this must have been like this for miners that were on, CPU mining Bitcoin or using the USBs, those eruptor miners, and they were killing it. Then they had to go to CPUs, then they had to go to GPUs, and then things like the S9 and miners like that were coming out, and they realized, I got to start getting into the ASICs now. If you're not mining with some monster for Bitcoin, you're just out of the game. And unfortunately, more and more of these are getting to that point. Things, certain coins that are more ASIC resistance, like Raven Coin, which is, things like that, hopefully will stick around long enough. Now, Raven Coin's down considerably, and it's certainly not profitable to mine, but it is still mineable only by the GPUs. It's, though, probably just a matter of time before someone figures out how to do that too. And it's been hard for a lot of these coins and tokens that have been supported by GPUs that are now going to ASICs. I don't know so much whether, the developers and the dev team themselves care that much because they really just want the network supported. How it gets supported, whether it's through ASICs, FPGAs, or GPUs, or CPUs for that matter, I think that they just want to make sure that their project continues forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a tough pill to swallow for the GPU miners. I'm sure you feel the pain when you see and hear about a lot of these new miners coming on the market. Now, with Bitmain coming out with some new miners, they mine with those miners. When you buy one from Bitmain, it's not really brand new. They've been mining with it as they test it to make sure, for quality control. And then they wrap it up and send it to you. But during that several month period while they're testing, they're just stacking this coin or token, right? They're just stacking the hell out of it. And then when they go to release these to the market, you can start to see that sell pressure because they're going to dump it before everybody else starts mining it and doing the same thing. Because right now in this market, it's pretty much what everybody seems to be doing. As soon as anything has any legs, so many people start to dump it, sell it, and then get out. Now, I could call myself the hypocrite because I sold my Caspa and say that, well, you did it, Euclid, why would you do it? Well, because the number was right and I was looking to buy something else. And that's the truth. I've been wanting to get Flux node for a long time. And I know there's other nodes you can buy that are a little bit cheaper, but I've wanted to get that 1,000 Flux. And when Flux was like $1, 1,000 Flux would cost you $1,000. I've seen Flux get down into the 50-cent range, up and down, back and forth, up to 90 cents back down, up to $1, a little over $1. And each time I have not jumped on board, and bought my Flux. Well, Flux is definitely a lot lower. I just had this chicken sandwich. It was delicious. And now Flux at 48 cents. Again, not financial advice. Do what's best for your pocket or pocketbook. But for 48 cents, it's kind of hard to say no. So I went ahead and I jumped on top of that. Now, I didn't buy the full amount because my pockets aren't that deep. I just couldn't do the full amount. And like I said, I used money from my Caspa to do this. So I'm just really moving from project to project. But I did get about 400 worth. So that's looking at about 830 Flux. Now I'm short 170, but if Flux was to go to $1, and I wasn't buying in before then for whatever reason, it would only cost me $170, not $1,000. And that was I keep saying, but the tough pill to swallow when it was at 70, 80, 90 cents, $1, $1.10. It was tough to want to go ahead and jump into this because of how much it was. I had a chance. I had a good little run with Caspa and put my time in, and I decided to get a little more vested in Flux. So I am pretty close to getting where I need to be. Still got a little bit to go, but not that more. Like I said, I only need about another $100 worth right now, not even $100 worth right now to cross the finish line for this. So I am glad I'm where I'm at. I'm happy about that. Just a little bit more and I'll be where I want to be, and I'll get that Flux node up and running. But Flux, my God, at 48 cents, it's tough to say no, but it is a tough market right now. Flux has been fighting around the 48, 50, 51 cent. I bought in at 49 and a half cents when I did buy. Of course, it dropped to 48 and 2/10 of a cent. So I could have gotten more if I held out a little bit longer. But, I've held out for so long for so many other ridiculous reasons that I didn't do it. The timing just happened to work out. So I decided to do that. So Flux is where I'm at right now as far as where I've put a couple bucks recently. Now, there's a lot of them out there that are great projects, and I mean great projects, and I'm still involved and still trying to move forward. I love my Sia coin. I've been doing the Ironfish, hoping that there's a great future for Ironfish. I've been mining with that, but let's go ahead and take a look at some numbers. I'm going to do GPUs first, then we'll do some ASICs, and then I'll show you my little surprise I got over here. So let's take a look at some GPUs real quick. I am just using the 3060 Ti. I'm using the generics overclocks and power from What to Mine, just because even with my most efficient settings, profitability still really isn't even there. But at 10 cent kilowatt hour, we calculate that out. We can see that we are negative $1.34, $1.56 on Ravencoin. Neoxa, which I mined for a good minute. I mined Neoxa and I've got a good little bag, but at $1.61, you're looking at for $50 a month almost in negative returns. Now, there's a certain point where I don't mind having a losing return. If it's a few cents a day, 3, 4, 5 cents, even like 6 cents a day, really when you multiply that out, that's like $2 a month. You know what I mean? If you're losing, let's say, 5 cents a day, the easy way to figure that out is just to go by a 10-day period. 5 cents times 10 is 50 cents times 3 for the 30 days brings you to about $1.50. So at like 5 cents a day negative, you're really only losing about $1.50 a day. A month. But when you get up into the $1.60 range, you're looking at like $50 a month. So that's where you really have to decide that dollar cost average, the DCA, of which way you want to go. Of course, we want to support the network. We want to help any way we can. But at a certain point, you're putting all this money out. Now, a lot of people will say, well, this is going to be worth so much more in the next bull run. Well, that's where you have to make your decision and your choice. Do you want to buy into it or do you want to mine it? If you're mining it, you're going to be losing the money every month. If you DCA into it, then you probably do a little better. The problem with that side, though, is that, if the price drops significantly that week that you're buying, then you're lucky. If it is at let's say it's starting to shoot up and it's doubled in the past week or two, and you're buying in that week, well, then it pretty much blows out any of the earnings that you would have had from the previous week by buying in when it was lower. So it's kind of hard to decide at that point when to buy in. So that's another little dilemma that you'll run into, that I've run into when I've looked into doing it like that. So I've decided that I think, if you even went to 10 cents, per month, 10 cents a day, and you look at that over, 30 days, I think 10 cents is probably the most I would want to lose per day doing this. But that's, again, it's up to you on how much you want to really lose per month. But even if you are losing 10 cents a day, you're really losing $3 a month. So that's, you have to think of it like if you were investing your money and somebody else was investing it for you. Would you pay them $3 a month just to make sure that you were always getting involved in some project or whatever it was that you wanted to, and you're always getting your investment, made sure it was in every month, and you just never even had to worry about it? $3 a month is not a bad fee for someone to do that for you. So I look at it like that. So even if I'm losing 10 cents a day, even if you were losing 20 cents a day, you're looking at about $6 a month. So even that is not that bad. But I think around 10 cents, you may stretch that a little bit further. But when you get up into things like $1.65, $1.71, it gets a lot harder to do those. Meowcoin, we remember Meowcoin killing it over there for a while, losing $1.75 a day. Flux losing $1 a day. Now again, with the more efficient settings, you can get that down, but still, even with my most efficient settings, it's not going to be profitable. It does bring it a little bit closer in range to where my acceptable range of loss is, but really not enough. I would still be losing around $15 a month, and at that point, I think I would just buy into Flux and just do it that way, as I did. Now, when we look at some of these other ones, we can see some of these numbers get on Nexa, negative 41 for a good while. Nexa was about the only one that was profitable for me. And it was profitable by a few cents. At some points, it was like $1 a day profit. And I was super excited. Can you imagine us talking about this during the last bull run? Man, I was making $1 a day on this thing. I was killing it. People would look at like you're crazy, but during today's market, we're excited at negative 41 cents. I'm like, wow, 41 cents, that's only losing $12 a month if I mine this. That's not that bad. Either way I look at it, I still want to be involved and I still want to be getting these coins and tokens, because when the bull run comes, yes, I'm losing 41 cents a day now. But when I look back at this in a year from now or 6 months from now and the market picks up and I'm like, wow, Nex has gone up to, whatever, 20x'd itself. And man, I should have been mining. I sound like I did when I wanted to buy Flux. Man, I should have bought Flux last week or a month ago, and whatever other, whiny story I had for you. And I'm not going to get back into that. And that's why you really have to decide what you lose today. I may be losing 40 cents today, but when I look towards the future, I may have been losing, $5 a day if I didn't mine it. So, or $10 a day by not mining it. So it makes it really hard to overcome that down the road when you're punching yourself in the face because you weren't doing it. And that's the pill that you have to swallow. And how big that horse pill is that you can choke down is up to you. We look at some of these other ones, Zero, $2 a day. Little too rich for my blood there. Ironfish, 17 cents a day. Well, where are we at over here? I just did did it upgrade itself? Let's see. I was just doing an upgrade on it. Yeah. So it just rebooted. But, I still got my Ironfish going. Still doing Ironfish for sure. I like Ironfish. I love the project. I hope it gets some strong legs and continues on as of now. For me, in my opinion, it looks like it's got some legs. I think the distribution's a little wonky, and I hope that changes in the future. Or maybe I'll just get out of Ironfish down the road. But I am still mining Ironfish for the reason also that it's not that bad. You're looking at, let's bring that over. I'll do that one for you. So you're losing 17 cents a day, times that out 30 days. You're losing about $5 a month. So $5.10, that's at its current price. If it goes down, that could go up. But losing $5 a month and just, the whole set it and forget it, letting it run, for $5 a month, I think that for me, I could choke down that pill. I could take that one. Now, of course, Radiant looks like it's doing great at only 6 cents negative. 6 cents negative. That looks great, huh? Let me just punch myself in the face now for a while when I say things like that. I feel like I don't know what, but nonetheless, it is reasonable compared to $1.41 a day negative. And when we look at a lot of these, ETH POW, 151, we look at a lot of these. Expanse for a little while was doing really well, and here we are at negative $1.65. Caspa, negative 60 cents. Again, with more efficient settings, these numbers come down, but they are still going to be negative. So I think the only one that's truly not negative for me would be my Ironfish with the most efficient settings. I bring this down to profitable, but as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Right now with my settings, 77.87, and I know this isn't exactly right. I think I have it in my settings over here. What did I say I was up on this one here? 77.87. What do I have in here? Yeah. And let's round it up. So, because, remember, this puts in for a GPU. This doesn't account for the board, and running the rig itself. So you have to know that these numbers aren't exactly perfect in here because there is more involved in that. But if we look at the Ironfish on this one, let's see, that doesn't, geez, look at that. Still saying I'm down. It says I'm worse than I was before. Well, when I was doing the math before, it came out to be a little profitable. But you know what? It is what it is. I am going to continue to mine with it. I'm not walking away from it. and I'm trying to keep going. Now, as far as it goes for ASICs, you know, I've got the SC boxes. I've got both of those going, and I've got some of the other ones, the KD Box Pro, obviously at 31 cents. I'm not running that one. The CK Box 2 at 30 cents a day negative. I'm not running that one. The L3s, they're losing a buck and change a day, so I'm not running them either. You know, when you look at these, you're looking at about $9 a month that you're losing for 30 cents a day. And you got to figure, you know, $9, you might as well just buy in and be done with it and get that extra, Cadena or the CKB, you know, and buying into it that way. But, you know, it just depends on how deep your pockets are, really. So, I look at those over here. We can see some of these. I was looking, just comparing these numbers. Let's see if we can bring the SC box here. So they're saying 7 cents over here. What do they say over here? The SC box, 8 cents. So, you know, that's still profitable at 8 cents, which is, you know, not mind-blowing. But it is still profitable. So I have been looking to buy. I still want to buy some miners, some S19s. You know, you can see over here some of these prices are not half bad. $1,400. This one's got down here at $1,100 right now. These are ending in a day. So, you know, this might go up to $1,200, $1,300. Not too bad. I would like to get 1, 2, or 3 of these. I would like to before the next bull run. And I'm working on it. But, you know, I don't have an extra $2,000, $3,000 to toss out right now. But you look at some of these, I mean, 2 days left at $900. You know, again, probably get up to around $1,200. So we're looking at around $1,200, not half bad. If we look over at Bitmain and see what they got going on, really the S19, the 90 terahash, for $1,000. Now, don't forget, when you buy through here, you're going to have tariffs and stuff. So this is definitely going to go up when you look to buy these directly from them, though it is recommended to always buy from the manufacturer. You know that. I know that. We all know that. So there it is on that. But ultimately, I am still mining. I have bought, I have sold, I've traded, I've swapped and done everything in between, trying to maximize what I've been doing. Like I said, I still have Ironfish and still moving forward with both of the rigs over there. Well, actually, just the one right now. I have the other one down because I'm moving some cords around and I just haven't put it back up running yet. I just got all the wires undone. I got to hook it all back together and get that one going. I had 2 cords that were not in order, whatever, OCD. So anyway, let me show you what I got. I made this up. It's like I said, it might be a little cheesy, might be a little corny, but I thought it'd be fun. I see everybody else has them, so why not? So here we go. Let's take a peek. Let me bring the big screen up for you so you can see it. So there you go. There it is. Oops, it's all hooked up on this chair. And that's it. So, anyway, thought it'd be fun. That'd be kind of cool to do. So I got one of these. I'm going to go ahead and hang that up back here, get a kick out of it. I've seen a lot of them. A lot of people have these banners they make up for their channels. So I thought I'd have one made up. It's kind of cool. You know, my wife laughs at me, but it's okay. I hope you don't laugh at me too much. Anyway, I appreciate y'all checking in. Really, for sure, I would love to know in the comments down below what you're mining, what your clocks are at, what you're doing, and what ASICs you have running. You know, I'm still moving forward. You know, there's just so much I have, just so much hardware I have, and my pockets are just so deep. So it is tough sometimes for me to keep running on some of these coins and tokens that are just not as profitable. But other ones, even if they are a little negative, I'm willing to eat that because it's that set it and forget it. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't know if you're set it and forget it kind of guy or gal, but I'd love to know that also in the comments down below. I appreciate y'all checking in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, button's right over there. Of course, you can always give me a thumbs up. You know I love those. If you want to watch any of my other videos, I'll have one right up over there for you. Once again, y'all, I appreciate you checking in. Comments down below, please. I love to read them. I love to help. I love to see what other people are doing. It definitely, it's nice to know that there's other ones out there that are pushing through it like me, and we'll get there. Y'all take it easy. I'll see you next time.